The restaurant was quiet that night, too quiet for Mia's nerves. She had been sitting at the table for 30 minutes, stirring the melting ice in her glass, waiting for a man she wasn't even sure would show up. Her best friend, Claire, had begged her to go on this blind date after months of convincing. He's different, she had promised. A good guy, successful, kind, a single dad, but sweet. Now Mia was wondering if Claire had been wrong. Her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "I'm sorry, running late. Please wait a little longer." "Liam." She sighed, relief and frustration mixing in her chest. At least he had texted. She was about to reply when two little girls appeared beside her table, identical down to their curly hair and matching pink coats. They couldn't have been more than 6 years old. "Hi," one of them chirped, clutching a small stuffed bunny. "Are you our new mommy?" Mia froze.
"I what?"
The other twin climbed onto the empty chair across from her. "Daddy said we're meeting someone special today. He said she's pretty and nice." Mia blinked, utterly speechless. The restaurant suddenly felt smaller, everyone's eyes burning into her confusion. Girls," she began gently. "I think there's been a little mix-up. Maddie, Lily." A deep voice cut through the air and Mia turned. The man walking toward them was tall, broad-shouldered, and breathtakingly handsome in a tailored coat. His presence drew attention the way fire attracts warmth. His hair was slightly disheveled, his expression both stern and panicked. The twins giggled as he approached. "Daddy," he sighed, crouching beside them. "You two weren't supposed to run ahead." He looked up at Mia, embarrassed. "I am so sorry." "You must be Mia." She nodded, trying to keep up. "I think I just met your daughters?" He chuckled awkwardly, helping them into their seats. "Yes, these are my troublemakers, Madeline and Lily." The girls waved, beaming. "I didn't expect them to come," Liam said, scratching the back of his neck. "Their nanny had an emergency and they refused to stay home. I didn't want to cancel again." "Again?" Mia asked, raising a brow. He gave her a sheepish smile. "You were supposed to meet me last week, but I chickened out." Mia laughed before she could stop herself. The tension in her shoulders eased a little. "Well, I guess the third time's the charm." Dinner was chaos, adorable, loud chaos. The twins talked nonstop, telling stories about their school, their puppy named Snowball, and how their daddy always burned pancakes. Mia found herself laughing more than she had in months. Liam watched her the whole time, a quiet smile playing on his lips. She noticed the way he listened, truly listened, to both her and his daughters. When he reached over to wipe ice cream off Maddie's cheek, her heart melted. By the time dessert arrived, Mia forgot it was supposed to be a blind date. It felt like she had known them forever. Then Lily asked innocently, "Daddy, do you like her?" Liam nearly choked on his coffee. Mia turned bright red. "Lily," Maddie scolded. "That's rude." Liam laughed softly. "It's okay." "And yes," he said, glancing at Mia, "I do." Something unspoken passed between them then, a warmth that settled deep in her chest. After dinner, they walked outside together. The air was crisp, the city lights shimmering across the street. The girls held each of Mia's hands, swinging them playfully. "You know," Mia said, smiling down at them, "I don't think I've ever had a date with built-in chaperones before." "They're the best kind," Liam replied, his eyes soft. "You can't fake anything around them." He paused, then added quietly, "I didn't think I'd ever do this again. Dating. Trusting someone new. But tonight, I'm glad I did." Mia looked up at him. "Me too." He opened the car door for her, but she hesitated. "Can I ask something?" "Of course. Why did your daughters think I was their new mom?" Liam exhaled slowly. "They overheard me talking to Claire on the phone. I said I hoped the woman I was meeting might be the one who makes our family whole again." Her breath caught. "That's a lot of pressure," he smiled faintly. "Then let's just call it a beginning. Over the next few weeks, a beginning turned into something more. Their dates weren't candlelit dinners or movie nights, they were playground picnics, pancake Sundays, and bedtime stories that always ended with the twins asking Mia to stay a little longer. She had never been anyone's mother figure before, but the girls clung to her as if they'd known her their whole lives. They drew her pictures, stick figures of Mommy Mia with hearts all around, and Liam, he was steady, gentle, and surprisingly funny. He worked long hours as a software executive, but always made time for his girls. When he smiled at Mia across the breakfast table, she felt something stir inside her she hadn't felt in years. But there was one thing she didn't know, something Liam hadn't told her. One night, after putting the girls to bed, he sat beside her on the couch, his expression conflicted. "Mia," he said quietly, "there's something I need to tell you before this goes further." Her stomach tightened. "Okay, I didn't lose my wife to divorce. She passed away." The room fell silent. He rubbed his temples. "It's been 3 years. She was in a car accident. Maddie and Lily were in the car too, but they made it out. I thought I could live with the memories, but I built walls. I told myself love wasn't meant for me anymore." Mia's throat tightened. "Liam, I don't expect you to fix that," he said quickly. "But I didn't want you to think I was just looking for someone to fill a void. The girls deserve honesty. So do you." Tears welled in her eyes. "You're not broken, Liam. You're just healing. And healing doesn't mean you stop loving. It means you learn to love again." He looked at her then. Really looked. Like she had said something that touched a place he'd kept buried. He took her hand. "You're the first person who's made this house feel alive again." Months passed. Seasons changed. What started as a blind date became a home filled with laughter again. Mia moved in slowly. Not officially, but her toothbrush sat beside his, and the girls had made her a drawer labeled Mommy's Things. One Saturday morning, Liam found her in the kitchen, dancing with the twins to an old song, pancake batter on her cheek. He leaned against the doorway, heart swelling. "Okay, girls," he said, interrupting their giggles. "I think it's time." "Time for what?" Maddie asked, tilting her head. He knelt beside them. "Remember how you asked me if Mia could be your new mommy?" Both girls nodded eagerly. Liam turned to Mia, pulling a small velvet box from his pocket. Mia froze. "Mia," he said softly, "you walked into that restaurant thinking it was an ordinary date. But you changed 3 lives that night. You taught me how to love again, how to be more than a man missing someone. You became family, and I can't imagine another day without you." He opened the box. Inside was a simple, elegant ring. Maddie and Lily squealed. "Say yes." "Say yes." Tears streamed down Mia's cheeks as she nodded, unable to speak. "Yes," she finally whispered. 1,000 times yes. The girls hugged her tightly and Liam slipped the ring onto her finger. It wasn't a grand proposal. No roses, no audience, just a man, 2 giggling girls, and the woman who had stitched their hearts back together. A year later, the restaurant that had once been quiet now buzzed with laughter. They sat at the same table, the twins older, happier, and dressed in matching flower dresses. "Do you know what day it is?" Liam asked them with a grin. Maddie shouted, "The day we got our mommy." Lily nodded proudly. "The day our family started." Mia smiled, tears sparkling in her eyes. Liam reached across the table, taking her hand. "Best blind date I ever had," she laughed softly. "You mean the one where your kids proposed before you did?" He chuckled. "Exactly." The twins clinked their juice glasses together. "To Mommy and Daddy." "To us," Mia said, her heart full. As they raised their glasses, Mia looked around that same restaurant, the place where everything began, and realized that sometimes love doesn't arrive when you expect it. Sometimes it walks in with twin girls in pink coats asking, "Are you our new mommy?" And sometimes that's the beginning of forever.